Hey, welcome to this episode of the Catalyst Podcast, my 10 New Year's wishes, not resolutions. Resolutions are so 2019. So join me in this episode where we talk about 10 wishes that I want for 2025, and you are welcome to steal all of them. And let's create our best year yet. Hi, if you're new to this channel, I'm Dr. Laura Salyer, and I help overworked health professionals looking to catalyze their inner spark and spirit. I believe in a world where doctors flourish inside and outside exam rooms by redefining the practice of medicine as a self-expression of unique healing arts. If you're ready to step into your highest creative power and transform your practice, this channel is for you. So hit subscribe, and together we'll color outside the lines of your work-life masterpiece. Okay, it's the busy time of the year, right? Everybody's talking about change and transformation, or maybe you're not. Maybe these last 5 years have left you feeling a little tired of change, because that's the one constant thing that we've seen. Whether we're talking impending war, current war, aliens, drones, whatever, change is afoot. In fact, that is something we can count on, right? So maybe you're feeling a little downtrodden, and personally, you're not looking to make too many changes, and that is okay. Also, many of your patients or clients, if you're listening and you have an innovative healthcare practice in functional or integrative medicine, you will notice that the standards still apply. January is such a busy time. This is where patients are reminded that another calendar year has gone by and maybe they're still struggling with symptoms that they've had. So it's important as a practitioner to keep yourself as inspired as possible. So instead of resolving to change something, I would like to set forth intentions. And this is a way that I prime my brain, right? That's pretty much the science of manifesting and the science of positive psychology and predictability. Your brain is a predictive machine. So the more you focus on things you want to call into your reality, the more likelihood you will align your habits, your thoughts, your intentions to make that happen. So here are the following 10 wishes that I would like to call in for my 2025. And it'd be fun a year from now to see if any or all of these come true. And I would invite you to play along. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and jot down any inspirations that you might feel from these wishes. You can have them too. There's no rule that says there's not enough for anybody, right? So let's start with number 1. And I have my notes here as always. I wish to create joy in every room that I enter. To me, this is important. This is from a quote from Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor that talks about being responsible for the energy you bring into a space. And to me, that is the epitome of how I like to perceive the people closest to me. Is, do we create amazing energy together? And I'm not saying that we have to have this high level of enthusiasm and joy all the time, but my goal is that I will enter a room with the best energy I can to create joy for myself and for others, because energy is contagious. And so that is the number 1 wish that I have for myself, is to focus on every room I enter, I bring joy. And maybe a potluck, right? Because that's the Wisconsin way. Number 2, I wish to celebrate creativity as my most valuable asset. Now, I know that's kind of cheating. I already do this. I mean, if you've watched any of my reels or TikToks or videos, you see my office is really creative. But I want to continue upholding this as the most valuable asset, because creativity is medicinal. It is how we express our emotions and our thoughts. It's how we process. It's how we show up as a unique person. And it's what draws other people to us. And I think we get stuck in feeling so clinical when we're a practitioner. We must be science-based, and we forget this right brain creativity that's so needed to personify us and make us relatable. And so I'm going to continue prioritizing daily doses of creative flow, right? Whether it's dancing or writing, I'm going to learn new things. That's my wish, is I am going to fuel my creativity in new ways in 2025 and discover what I can do to continue blossoming that creativity and tapping into it daily. Okay, number 3, I wish for my mind, body, and spirit to be grounded and energized. And I believe that has to do with the way that we have rituals with ourselves. Specifically, the rituals in recovery, right? If you've listened long enough, you know that creative flow, is not just a happenstance or a lucky bolt of lightning. It's actually a cycle in your brain. There's 4 phases: struggle, release, flow, and recovery. And often we don't put a lot of, onus on the recovery part. Sure, I'll just scroll through my TikTok or watch Netflix. I'm recovering. But actually, no, it's more deep than that. It's that idea that you are nourishing your body with things that don't require blue light, specifically, with being alone with your thoughts, or maybe sitting in a sauna or a cold plunge. I'm finding new ways to keep my spirit as grounded and energized as I can. And in 2025, I have a little sub-commitment in here, a little wish underneath this one, that I want to do at least 100 cold plunge sessions that last longer than 30 seconds. So we'll see. I'm on number 4 and it's still 2024. So I'm going to restart my counting the minute 2025 starts. Okay, number 4 in my 10 New Year's wishes is I wish to deepen the relationships that nourish my soul. That is so key. And if you've been following, I have recently celebrated a 50th birthday. And instead of one big celebration, I wanted 50 meaningful, intentional, and intimate relationships that I seek out to celebrate with me. So I've started on my 50 for 50 calendar year, where all year long, I am going to have 50 individual celebrations that are following 2 rules. Either it's a one-on-one experience with somebody that I haven't seen in a while or that I enjoy their company, or number 2, it's a self-expressive way of my choosing, some kind of creative act. Sometimes it's both. And this is how I deepen those relationships, because we can find love and connection in all different facets, not just in our intimate partners or our family, but community members. And I'm loving all these opportunities to connect with businesses locally and learn about the ways that people are showing their own love and nourishing our community and our souls in unique ways. And this is like the greatest gift to receive and give. So that's what I want to do. Deepen those relationships and learn new things about new people. What is your secret superpower energy source? I have 2: a morning cup of coffee and the energy I get from connecting with practitioners just like you. Since 2019, I've had the deep honor of working with practitioners all across the world and help them express their own unique healing style to transform patient lives without burnout. And I've put a lot of free resources in an online hub just for you. Head to drlarasalyer.com/catalyst and download some of my freebies, like the Catalyst Calendar Method, which will teach you how to put more flow in your week, or the Functional Micro Practice Checklist, so you can compare your journey to where you may want to go. And my favorite, the Catalyst Archetype Quiz. It will match you to one of 4 personas, and you'll learn what is your best creative expression, and also where are you most likely to drop into burnout. Knowledge is power, and awareness is curative. But most of all, connect with me. Give me that superpower energy source, and we can grab coffee at the same time. I leave spots in my calendar open, a few every week, just for you. And if you use the coupon podcast, you can waive the fee for these brainstorming sessions. So let's get online, let's share a cup of coffee, and book your appointment for free with the coupon code podcast. Go to drlarasalyer.com/catalyst, and I can't wait to chat with you online. Let's create some magic. Number 5, I wish to spark transformation in every life I touch. Now that's different than bringing joy to a room, in my opinion. And what I think of this as, really learning about the people in the room or the person I'm with to spark a little transformation. We've all met people like that you always find yourself talking about fascinating things with that person, right? Maybe it's the neighbor down the street, and every time you see them as you're walking your dog, they just have an interesting question or a funny joke. Or maybe it is, a colleague of yours or a client or patient. But nonetheless, sparking transformation in someone else is also reciprocal because I'm also transformed. And I think that's the beautiful part about being human. And I talked about this in my last podcast episode about the fear of your job being replaced in a future with AI and robots. And it won't, because there's something so uniquely special about that energy that's exchanged between two people. And unlocking this and transforming, almost like a beautiful alchemy that happens, it requires all five of your senses. It requires your attention. It's literally creative flow. And so I'm excited to look at how many times I can spark transformation in another person. All right, we're halfway through. Number 6, I wish to create a home that is warm, colorful, and joyful. Yeah, I want to continue doing that. I've already started, but I'm going to continue looking for ways to make it feel just instantly cozy, much like my office here. This has been a cocoon, not really a cocoon, I would say just a doula. It's helped birth my new chapter when I opened this office in 2017. And I feel that it has done such a great job with the color on the walls, the art, the homey feeling, all five senses. I've talked about this many times in other podcast episodes. You can search the playlist where I talk about the essentials you need for a creative front office. And I really want to transfer that energy to my new home, where that now embodies that personality that I infuse on my walls and in my furniture. It feels colorful, cozy, and just relaxed, where everybody feels like they can be authentic and creative. And I intend to do that with things that are meaningful, right? Gifts from friends or family, or intentional art that I find in quirky little flea markets, or mostly art that I make myself because I just love playing with paint. I usually have no idea what I'm doing, but it's fun. And so maybe you too might want to look and see how you can create a warm home that feels joyful and creative. Okay, number 7, I wish to invite abundance and opportunity into my work. This is important, right? I'm going to step boldly into new opportunities. I am making some huge announcements in 2025, and it's going to change what I've been doing. And by stepping forward boldly, I know it's the right path. I can feel it intuitively. And I've done this before where the path is not quite outlined. And so I'm taking steps into the light, and there's only one step of that staircase illuminated, but I have confidence that it will work out because I've done this before in a different way. And so now I'm a little more excited. Instead of gingerly stepping, I'm actually dancing forward, and I'm boldly going to go in places I haven't been before so I can make these dreams happen, because I have a few things that I've been planning on for years, and I'm excited to start diving into actually putting them into action. This is going to use all of my creativity, my leadership, my presence, and I know I can trust that. I've depended on it before. And there's community that supports every endeavor. So if you too are thinking about, well, I'd like to do something different, just invite this abundance and be bold. Step with me. And I'm sure together we can enhance our mission and impact in ways we probably didn't even dream up. These intentions are good wishes. So join me to wish abundance, opportunity into the work that you already do. Okay, number 8, I wish to embody creativity as the antidote to burnout. Yes, that's what I speak about, what I live for. You heard me talk about this a few episodes back about how to continue when the world breaks your heart and how to carry on when your heart is broken. Because when we embody our creativity, which again is everybody's creative, it literally is the opposite of the burnout in your brain. Burnout has a signature brainwave pattern similar to grief, and the opposite is abundant creativity when you're in flow. And so what I've been doing is learning from my own playbook and just kind of realizing, wait a second, I can do small daily acts of anchoring to my values, highlighting gratitude, and activating flow, the AHA method. And I pull from the toolkit of resources that I've assembled, and they're all in my Catalyst Reclamation course. And I've been helping myself. I've almost forgotten that I've laid out this path for others. I'm so invested in helping other practitioners that when my life took a turn And I separated from my husband and I moved into a new home this year, and I had waves of grief. I was able to turn to the burnout tools because grief is the same as burnout. And now I'm actually inspired in 2025 to just embody this on a daily basis, using creativity, using joy, using flow neuroscience to help process my way through another phase of burnout. It's aligned with what I've always said is burnout is systemic. It's not your fault. Burnout will be in the world. It's never going away. There isn't a perfect hospital system or residency, no perfect career or relationship. You're going to feel burnout in a lot of elements, but it's up to us to sense that and learn from the tools so that we can pedal backwards or through it and process it in a healthy way. So I'm really excited. 2025 is going to be amazing to embody this creativity. Number 9, I wish to give myself permission to live playfully and with ease. I will let go of perfectionism. I've already broken up with it, but there's times it likes to call back, right? That 2 a.m. call, are you up? Yeah, it's one of those like exes that you break up with, but they somehow always find their way back into your DMs. We've got all these parts inside us, and perfectionism is a huge asset. It got us to where we are as a healthcare practitioner, but sometimes it can be just not our greatest ally. And so I'm going to give myself freedom to explore, to experiment and play with my work in ways that I have never envisioned, and just allow that unfolding, not knowing where that inspiration is coming from and not questioning it, but just having fun and with ease. Why do we have to work hard? Work can be playful and fun, and there are ways to excavate that until it's comfortable. So I'm going to continue putting that as a priority. And finally, number 10, I wish to light the path for others who want to reclaim flow. And this means I am going to continue creating tools like the AHA method that has helped so many practitioners learn how to plan their day, their week, their month, their year, and their life so that they can recognize burnout, understand the neuroscience behind it, and create strategic steps into more flow and abundance. But I'm also going to look for more projects. So stay tuned. I've got some exciting announcements. And if you've listened to this far, thank you for listening to my 10 wishes. I'd be curious to hear your wishes. Drop one below. Which one of these resonated with you? And which ones are you stealing? Because you can have them all. There's room for everybody. And if you'd like to start your new year with some fresh inspiration, maybe even learn how to tap into flow on a daily basis, I've opened up my calendar for more brainstorming sessions. And it's a great opportunity to chat over coffee on Zoom for 20 minutes so I can learn a little bit more about you and see if I can help you find more creativity and ease in a world where burnout will always exist. So cheers to 2025. We're still here. We're still wishing, we're still making it happen, and we're still coloring outside the lines. So thank you for coloring with me. And I wish for you a wonderful, abundant work-life masterpiece in 2025.